The barrel of Salvatore Vitale's gun is pressed against my breastbone. We're alone in his penthouse suite, dawn bleeding through the windows, turning Chicago's skyline into molten gold. My white nightgown, his shirt, actually, hangs off one shoulder. His chest is bare, still wrapped in the bandages I applied with shaking hands 12 hours ago. "Tell me why," he says, voice like whiskey and broken glass. "Why you pulled me from that car. I can't breathe, can't think, can't remember any of the lies I'd rehearsed." His thumb traces my racing pulse at the base of my throat. "You had 10 seconds to run, nurse. 10 seconds before that Cadillac exploded. Instead, you dragged a dying stranger, me, into an alley." His eyes are black in the half-light. "So I'll ask one more time, Bella. Why did you save a monster's life?" I have 30 seconds to answer before he decides I'm a threat. 30 seconds to explain why I risked everything for a man whose face I'd only seen on wanted posters. Let me tell you how a girl like me became the obsession of Chicago's most dangerous man, her world. My name is Josephine, Joe to anyone who doesn't know better. And before that night, I was invisible, the kind of invisible that comes with being a widowed nurse in a city that eats women like me alive. My husband, Tommy, died at Bellow Wood in 18. They sent me his dog tags and a flag. I sent them back my wedding ring with a letter that said, "He left me nothing but debt." 5 years later, I'm still paying for a dead man's mistakes. I work the night shift at Cook County Hospital, 12 hours stitching up bootleggers, gangsters, and the occasional cop who got too close to someone's operation. We don't ask questions. We patch them up, send them back to the streets, and pretend we don't recognize them when they come back with bullets in different places. The pay is $15 a week. My rent is $12. That leaves $3 for food, streetcar fare, and the fantasy that I'll ever escape this life. It was 2:47 a.m. when I heard the crash. I was walking home from my shift, too tired to be afraid, even though I was cutting through the warehouse district. Stupid, dangerous, but the alternative was an extra mile in shoes with holes in both soles. The sound of screeching tires made me freeze. Then, impact, metal screaming, glass shattering. The Cadillac, sleek, black, expensive, flipped twice before slamming into a brick wall 30 feet from where I stood. Smoke, fire beginning to lick from under the hood. I should have run. Every instinct, every ounce of self-preservation screamed at me to turn around and disappear into the shadows. But I'm a nurse, and nurses don't run from broken things. I reached the car in seconds. The driver was dead, neck twisted at an impossible angle. But in the back seat, slumped against shattered glass, was a man who shouldn't have been alive. Dark hair, strong jaw, blood everywhere. His eyes opened as I wrenched the door. Black eyes, conscious enough to be dangerous. "Don't," his voice was rough, commanding, even as blood poured from a gash on his temple. "Run." "Shut up," I snapped, already assessing his injuries. Concussion, possible internal bleeding, definitely broken ribs. "Can you move?" He laughed, actually laughed, blood on his teeth. "You don't know who I am. I don't care who you are." That was a lie. I recognized him the moment his face turned into the streetlight. Salvatore Vitale, Chicago's newest crime lord, the man who'd taken over the South Side in 6 months, leaving a trail of bodies and burning speakeasies in his wake. The man the papers called the Reaper. The car's going to explode, he said calmly, like he was discussing the weather. You have 10 seconds. 8, 7. I grabbed him under the arms and pulled. He was huge, 6'3" of solid muscle, an expensive suit, and dead weight from his injuries. My shoulders screamed, my lungs burned, but I dragged him backward, inch by impossible inch, until we collapsed into an alley 20 feet away. The Cadillac exploded. Heat, light. The shockwave threw me against his chest. His arms came around me instinctively, protecting my body with his, even as debris rained down. When the smoke cleared, he was unconscious. And God help me, I couldn't leave him. I dragged him another block to my apartment building. Don't ask me how. Adrenaline, stupidity, some combination that would probably get me killed. My landlady, Mrs. Kowalski, was mercifully deaf and asleep. I hauled him up 3 flights of stairs into my tiny studio and locked the door. Then I went to work. His suit jacket, custom, probably cost more than I made in a year, was soaked with blood. I cut it off. Same with the white dress shirt underneath. His chest was a road map of violence, scars, old bullet wounds, a knife slash across his ribs that had healed badly, and fresh injuries from the crash, deep lacerations, already bruising purple-black. I cleaned everything, stitched what needed stitching, wrapped his ribs, checked his pupils every 20 minutes for signs of brain bleeding. He woke up once, near dawn, while I was changing his bandages. His hand shot out, grabbed my wrist, hard enough to bruise. Who are you? His voice was deadly quiet. The idiot who saved your life? I met his eyes, refusing to show fear, even though my heart was trying to break through my ribs. You're welcome, by the way. Something shifted in his expression. Surprise, maybe, or calculation. What's your name? Joe? Your real name? Josephine. I tried to pull away. He held firm. Josephine Keene. Irish? Observant. His thumb pressed against my pulse. You're terrified. You're still holding my wrist like you might break it. He let go, slowly. His eyes never left mine. Why did you help me, Josephine? I'm a nurse. It's what I do. Even for men like me, I don't know what kind of man you are. Liar. His smile was dangerous. You know exactly who I am. You knew the second you saw my face. I didn't answer. That Cadillac? He pushed himself upright, wincing. Someone cut my brake lines. Someone close to me. Someone I trusted. I slid down my spine. Then you should go, if they're looking for you. They won't find me here. He studied my tiny apartment, the single room, the Murphy bed still pulled down, my pathetic excuse for a kitchen no one knows about you. Exactly, and I'd like to keep it that way. Too late, Bella. He stood, swaying slightly, and crossed the space between us in 2 steps. Suddenly, the room felt impossibly small. You saved my life. That means you're mine now. Excuse me? Mine to protect, mine to keep safe. His hand cupped my jaw, thumb tracing my cheekbone. Mine. I'm not anyone's. You are now. He leaned close, his breath warm against my ear. Get some sleep, Josephine. When you wake up, your old life is over. Then he walked to my window, opened it, and whistled, low and sharp. 3 men appeared from the shadows below. Big men, armed men. "Watch the building," Salvatore ordered. "No one in or out without my say-so." He closed the window, turned back to me, smiled at my expression. "Welcome to my world, nurse." His entrance through others' eyes. I should have run that first day. Instead, I woke up at noon to find Salvatore sitting at my kitchen table, drinking coffee and reading my copy of The Great Gatsby like he owned the place, which I'd soon discover he probably did. "How do you feel?" I asked, professional, despite the fact that he was shirtless in my apartment, showing off that expanse of scarred muscle. Like I was in a car crash. He turned a page. "This Gatsby fellow is an idiot. He's romantic. He's obsessed with a woman who isn't worth it." His eyes lifted to mine. "I'm not that stupid, Bella. When I want something, I make sure it's worth keeping." I ignored the implication. "You need to eat protein for the blood loss." "Already taken care of." He nodded to the window. I looked out. The street below, my shabby, forgotten street, was lined with black cars. Men in suits stood at intervals, watching, waiting. "Jesus Christ," I whispered. "Relax. They're here to protect you, not threaten you." "From what?" "From whoever tried to kill me." He stood, moving with surprising grace for a man who'd been half dead 12 hours ago. "And from anyone who might try to use you against me. No one knows I exist. They will soon." He crossed to me, and I fought the urge to step back. "My men found the mechanics who rigged my car. They talked, said I was supposed to die in that crash. But you didn't, because you intervened." His hand slid into my hair, tilting my face up, "which means whoever wanted me dead now wants you dead too. You're a witness." A complication. My blood went cold. "Then I'll disappear. I'll leave Chicago." "No." The word was absolute. "You'll stay. With me. I have a life. You have survival. There's a difference." His grip tightened. "Not painful, but inescapable. I'm offering you the latter with a hell of a lot more comfort. Bella, say yes. And if I say no, then I'll sit here and watch you go to work tonight, and tomorrow night, and every night after, until one of them puts a bullet in you." He leaned close, lips nearly brushing mine. "Because they will, Josephine. They'll torture you for information you don't have, then kill you anyway. You're trying to scare me. I'm trying to save you." His voice dropped, intimate. "Say yes. Let me protect you." "By making me a prisoner? By making you mine?" There it was again. That word, mine. Like I was something to own, to possess. I should have been furious, should have slapped him, should have screamed for help. Instead, I heard myself whisper, "For how long?" His smile was slow, predatory. "How long do you want, Bella?" Forced proximity. Salvatore's protection came with conditions. I moved into his penthouse that night, 3 floors above the most exclusive speakeasy in Chicago, the Crimson Velvet, his empire's crown jewel. The space was obscene. Marble floors, crystal chandeliers, a bedroom bigger than my entire apartment, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. "This is too much," I said, standing in the middle of luxury I'd never dreamed of. "This is necessary." He shrugged off his jacket, moving better now, healing fast. "My men are hunting the traitor. Until we know who it is, you stay here with me. In your bedroom? Unless you'd prefer the guest room? He said it casually, but his eyes were sharp, testing. Guest room. Smart girl. He pointed down the hall. Third door. Everything you need is already there. I found out what everything meant when I opened the closet. Dresses, dozens of them, silk, velvet, beaded, every color, every style. Shoes lined up like soldiers, jewelry boxes on the vanity. I had my men get your sizes from the hospital uniform catalog, Salvatore said from the doorway. Hope they got it right. I turned, holding a crimson dress that probably cost 6 months' salary. Why? Because you can't keep wearing that. He nodded at my threadbare day dress. You're under my protection now. That means looking the part. I'm not playing dress up for you. Not for me, Bella. For them. He moved closer. And God, why did he have to smell like expensive cologne and danger? Downstairs, in my club, are men who'd cut your throat for looking weak. You show up in rags. You're prey. You show up in silk and diamonds. His fingers brushed my jaw. You're untouchable. Mine. That word again. I'll wear one dress, I conceded, for tonight. Then we discuss whatever this is. His smile was victory. Deal. The crimson velvet opened at 8 p.m. I descended the private stairs in a black silk dress that hugged every curve, red heels I could barely walk in, and a pearl necklace that felt like a collar. The speakeasy was full. Jazz played, a trumpet, a piano, a singer with a voice like smoke. Men in expensive suits filled leather booths. Women in flapper dresses danced. Waiters moved through the crowd with trays of champagne and gin. And every single person stopped talking when they saw me on Salvatore's arm. The silence was immediate, absolute. Then, one by one, the men stood, a sign of respect or fear. Who is she? Someone whispered. His woman, someone else answered. Has to be. He's never brought anyone down here. Salvatore heard it, smiled. His hand spread possessively across my lower back. Gentlemen, he said, voice carrying. This is Josephine. She's under my protection. Anyone who so much as looks at her wrong answers to me. Translation, touch her and die. He guided me to a private booth in the corner, raised, isolated, perfect for surveying the room. A throne, basically. Champagne, he told the waiter without looking away from me. And dinner, the good stuff. We sat, his arm draped over the back of the booth, fingers playing with the ends of my hair. Everyone's staring, I murmured. Let them. He leaned close, lips brushing my ear. They need to know you're spoken for. I'm not. You are. His hand slid from my hair to my nape, possessive. The moment you saved me, Bella. You just didn't know it yet. The night passed in a blur of champagne, jazz, and Salvatore's relentless attention. He never stopped touching me, a hand on my back, fingers tracing my wrist, his thigh pressed against mine under the table. Men approached our booth, cautious, deferential, business associates, I assumed. Salvatore conducted deals with deadly calm, all while keeping me anchored to his side. This shipment from Detroit, one man started. Not now, Angelo. Salvatore's voice was ice. Can't you see I'm occupied? Angelo's eyes flicked to me, nervous. Of course, boss. My apologies. When he left, I turned to Salvatore. You didn't have to dismiss him. Yes, I did. He lifted my hand, pressed a kiss to my knuckles. You're more important. I'm a stranger you met yesterday. You're the woman who risked her life for mine. His thumb traced circles on my palm. That makes you precious, Bella. The word precious did something dangerous to my resolve. I need air, I said, standing abruptly. He rose with me. I'll take you. Alone, please. His jaw tightened. For a moment, I thought he'd refuse. Then, the balcony. Don't go farther. Marco will watch the door. I nodded, grateful, and escaped. The balcony overlooked Lake Michigan. The city sprawled below. Lights, noise, endless chaos. I gripped the railing, trying to steady my breathing. What the hell was I doing? I'd saved a gangster's life, moved into his penthouse, let him parade me around his speakeasy like a prize. And the worst part, some twisted, traitorous part of me liked it, liked his attention, his protection, the way he looked at me like I was something rare and valuable. You're thinking too hard, Bella. I spun. Salvatore stood in the doorway, backlit by golden light, devastatingly beautiful in his tailored suit. I'm thinking clearly for the first time since I met you, I shot back. And what are you thinking? That this is insane, that I should leave, that you're dangerous, and I'm stupid for staying. He crossed the balcony in 3 strides, caged me against the railing, hands bracing on either side of me. You're right. I am dangerous. His voice was low, rough. I've killed men, burned their businesses, buried their secrets. I'm everything your mama warned you about. Then let me go. I can't. His forehead dropped to mine. Believe me, Josephine, I've tried to talk myself out of this. You're a complication I don't need. A weakness my enemies will exploit. Then why? Because when I woke up in your apartment, bandaged and alive, you weren't afraid of me. You were annoyed. He laughed, breathless. You saved my life and then had the audacity to tell me to shut up. Most people don't talk back to you. Exactly. His hands moved to my waist, pulling me flush against him. Everyone else fears me or uses me. You just saw a man who needed help, and you helped. No agenda, no angle. That doesn't mean. It means everything. His lips hovered over mine, not quite touching. You're real, Bella. In a world of liars and snakes, you're the only honest thing I've found. I should have pushed him away. Instead, my hands fisted in his shirt. This is a mistake. Probably. His smile was wicked. But I'm keeping you anyway. Then he kissed me, and God help me, I kissed him back. Vulnerability reveal. 3 days passed in a haze of silk dresses, champagne, and Salvatore's relentless presence. He was everywhere, working in his study while I read, eating meals with me, standing guard while I bathed. Outside the door, he'd insisted, but still. You don't have to watch me every second, I'd said that morning. Yes, I do. He'd looked up from his paperwork, eyes dark. 3 attempts on my life this week alone. Someone knows you're important to me now. Important how? He'd just stared at me until I looked away. Now it was midnight, and I couldn't sleep. I found Salvatore on the balcony, smoking a cigar, staring at nothing. You should be asleep, he said without turning. So should you. I don't sleep much. He offered me the cigar. I took it, inhaled, coughed. He laughed. Low, genuine. Not a smoker, I see. I'm a nurse. We know better. Yet you're living with a gangster. He took the cigar back, his fingers brushing mine. Funny how life works. I leaned on the railing beside him. Why don't you sleep? Nightmares. The honesty surprised me. From the war? His jaw tightened. Among other things. You fought? France, 1917 to 18, infantry. He breathed smoke into the cold air. Saw things no man should see. Did things I can't forget. Like what? Like held my best friend while he bled out in a trench. Like watched men burn alive. Like learned that killing is easy once you've done it enough times. His voice was flat, emotionless, but his hands gripped the railing, white-knuckled. I came back and couldn't fit into the world anymore. Couldn't get a job, couldn't sleep without seeing their faces. So you became this. I gestured to the empire below. I became what I needed to survive. He turned to me, and for the first time, he looked young, tired, human. I'm not a good man, Josephine. I won't pretend otherwise, but I protect what's mine, and I don't let go once I claim something. You keep saying that, mine, like I'm property. No, like you're precious. His hand cupped my face, thumb tracing my cheekbone. There's a difference. I should have argued, should have pulled away. Instead, I covered his hand with mine. You're not as terrible as you think. Yes, I am. But he leaned into my touch like a man starving. But maybe, with you, I can pretend otherwise. The attack came at dawn. I woke to gunfire. Salvatore was already moving, grabbing his gun from the nightstand. When had he started sleeping in my room and pushing me toward the closet? Stay down. Don't come out until I say. Salvatore, dash, dash. Do it. Then he was gone, charging toward the chaos. I huddled in the dark, hands over my ears, while the world exploded, shouting. More gunfire. Something shattered. Glass, maybe. Then silence. The closet door opened. Salvatore stood there. Blood splattered across his white shirt. Not his blood. It's over, he said quietly. I threw myself into his arms. He caught me, held me tight, his heart racing against mine. You're safe. You're safe, Bella. What happened? Marco betrayed me. His voice was cold, dead. He led them here. He's gone now. Gone, meaning dead. I should have been horrified, should have run. Instead, I clung tighter. I was so scared. I know. He carried me to the bed, sat with me in his lap, rocking slightly. But I'll always protect you. Always. Why? I pulled back, meeting his eyes. Why me? You barely know me. Because you're mine, Josephine. He kissed my forehead, my cheeks, my lips, gentle, reverent. And I don't lose what's mine. External threat. The raids started 2 days later. Federal agents hit 3 of Salvatore's speakeasies in one night. Arrested 40 men. Seized thousands in illegal liquor. Someone talked, Salvatore said, pacing his study like a caged wolf. Someone high up. The police? I asked from the corner where I'd been watching him unravel for an hour. No, feds, which means this isn't about money. It's about destroying me. A knock, one of his men. Carmine entered, face grim. Boss, they grabbed Enzo. He's in federal custody. Salvatore went still, deadly still. Did he talk? Not yet, but they're threatening his wife, his kids. Get them out, tonight. Put them on a train to Detroit. I'll handle Enzo. How? Salvatore's smile was a blade. I'm going to walk into that federal building and make them an offer. That's suicide, I said, standing. They'll arrest you on sight. Not if I bring them something bigger. He turned to me, eyes burning. There's a man, Giovanni Russo. He runs the north side. He's been trying to take my territory for months. I give him to the feds. They drop everything. You'd betray a rival? To protect my men? To protect you? He crossed to me, gripped my shoulders. I'd burn this entire city, Bella. Salvatore -- I need you to do something for me. His hands slid to my face, cradling it. If this goes wrong, if I don't come back, don't say that. Listen, his voice cracked, just slightly. There's a ledger in the safe. Combination is your birthday. I had Angelo find your records. Take it, use it. It has enough on every corrupt official in Chicago to buy your freedom. I don't want freedom without you. The words hung between us. Truth, raw, and terrifying. Josephine. His thumb traced my lips. You don't mean that. Yes, I do. I grabbed his shirt, pulling him close. I don't know how or why, but I do. So you'd better come back, because if you get yourself killed, I'll find a way to bring you back, just so I can kill you again. He laughed, broken, relieved, and kissed me. Hard, desperate, like I was oxygen and he was drowning. I'll come back, he promised, against my mouth. I swear it, Bella. I'll always come back to you. He left at midnight. I waited and waited. At 3 a.m., Carmine burst in. It's a trap. The feds. They're working with Russo. They're going to kill the boss. Ice flooded my veins. Where? The warehouse. South Docks. I grabbed my coat. Take me there. Miss Josephine. Now. The warehouse was burning when we arrived. Smoke, flames, gunfire echoing. I ran toward it, Carmine shouting behind me. Inside was chaos, bodies, blood, and in the center, Salvatore, on his knees, surrounded, gun to his head. Giovanni Russo smiled. Say goodbye, Vitale. No, I screamed. Everyone froze, looked at me. Salvatore's eyes went wide. Josephine, run. I ran toward him instead. Russo grabbed me, knife to my throat. Well, well, the famous nurse. Let her go, Salvatore snarled, murder in his voice. This is between us. Oh, but she's the perfect ending. Russo pressed the blade harder. I felt blood trickle. You die knowing you couldn't save her. Poetic. Please, I whispered. Not to Russo. To Salvatore. I'm sorry. I should have stayed. Shut up. Salvatore's eyes were locked on mine. This isn't over. It is, Russo said. Then everything happened at once. Salvatore moved, impossibly fast, grabbing a gun from a dead man's hand. Russo's knife cut deeper. I slammed my elbow into his stomach, remembering every self-defense lesson Tommy taught me. Gunfire, screaming, chaos. When the smoke cleared, Russo was dead, and Salvatore was holding me, blood pouring from his shoulder, but alive. You idiotic, beautiful, Insane woman, he gasped. You could have died. So could you. That's different. No, it's not. I grabbed his face, forced him to look at me. You're mine too, Salvatore Vitali, and I don't lose what's mine. His smile was the sun breaking through storm clouds. Say it again. You're mine. Again. Mine. He kissed me, savage, claiming perfect. Forever, Bella, he promised. You're mine forever. The choice. We made it back to the penthouse at dawn. Salvatore collapsed on the couch while I stitched his shoulder. Again. You have to stop getting shot, I muttered. I'll try. Don't be glib. I'm serious. His good hand caught mine. I'm done with this war. Russo's dead. His organization is scattered. The feds lost their puppet. It's over. Is it? I tied off the last suture. There's always another threat. Not if I walk away. I stared at him. What? Walk away from the Empire, from Chicago. He sat up, wincing. We could leave, go somewhere quiet, buy a house, live normally. You? Normal? With you? Yes. His eyes were serious, desperate. I have enough money to disappear, to give you the life you deserve. Say yes, Josephine. Come with me. My heart stopped. You're serious. I've never been more serious in my life. What about your men? Your business? Angelo can run it. He's been ready for years. His hands framed my face. But I can't run it and keep you safe. Someone will always use you against me, so I'm choosing you. Salvatore -- I love you. The words were raw, unpracticed, perfect. I'm in love with you, Bella. Have been since you told me to shut up while you saved my life. So yes, I'm choosing you over everything. Tears burned my eyes. You barely know me. I know you're brave. I know you're kind. I know you risked everything for a stranger and asked for nothing in return. His thumb traced my tears. I know I don't deserve you, but I'm selfish enough to keep you anyway. I love you too, I whispered. God help me, I do. His kiss was soft, sweet, promise. Then say yes, leave with me, tonight. I opened my mouth to answer. The door exploded. Federal agents, 20 of them, guns drawn. Salvatore Vitali, you're under arrest. Everything stopped. Salvatore's hand found mine, squeezed once. Go, he whispered. Run, the ledger. No, I stood, stepping in front of him. If you arrest him, you arrest me too. Miss, step aside. I'm his accomplice, his nurse. I treated wounded criminals. I'm guilty of everything he is. Josephine, what are you doing? Protecting you. I looked back at him, smiled through tears. You said you don't lose what's yours. Neither do I. The lead agent sighed. Fine, both of you. Hands up. As they handcuffed us, Salvatore leaned close. You just made the stupidest decision of your life, Bella. No, I said. I made the only decision that mattered. Cliffhanger ending. The holding cell was concrete and cold. Salvatore sat across from me, bruised, bloodied, still devastatingly beautiful. They're going to offer you a deal, he said quietly. Testify against me. Walk free. I won't. You will. His voice was firm. Because I'm ordering you to. You don't get to order me. Yes, I do. Because I love you. He leaned forward. eyes blazing. And because this is bigger than us now. What do you mean? Before he could answer, the door opened. A man in an expensive suit entered. Not a cop, not a fed, someone worse. Salvatore Vitale, the man said, smiling. You've caused me a great deal of trouble. Salvatore's face went pale. No, you're supposed to be dead. So were you, yet here we are. Who is this? I demanded. The man's smile widened. I'm the one who ordered that car crash, the one who sent Russo after him, the one who's been destroying his empire piece by piece. Why? Salvatore's voice was dead. Because you killed my brother. The man's eyes were ice. And now I'm going to take everything you love, starting with her. He looked at me. Take her to the facility. Make sure she's comfortable. His smile was poison. She's going to be my guest for a very long time. No, Salvatore lunged, but guards grabbed him. Don't touch her. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. You'll try. The man nodded to his guards. Remove him and her. They dragged us in opposite directions. I screamed Salvatore's name. He screamed mine. Then darkness.